was known as being Paris Hilton's sidekick, but in reality, I think that girl was on a mission.
She got a taste of that drug. She wanted that power. You know that you can make $1 million in one day. What does it look like?
Hollywood is built on secrets, but this week, the secrets are spilling out faster than anyone can keep up. The internet is in meltdown mode, and it's all because Paris Hilton, yes, the original queen of the party scene, has finally decided she's done protecting her old friend Kim Kardashian. If you thought the Paris Kim drama was over, think again. Because now, with the new Epstein files leaking online, Paris is snitching and Kim is scrambling. And what Paris just revealed about Kim's secret trips to Epstein Island is sending shockwaves through every corner of celebrity culture. Let's rewind to the early 2000s. Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian were inseparable. Kim was Paris's shadow, her stylist, her assistant, her bestie, in every paparazzi shot. But what most people didn't know is that Kim was on a mission. She wanted the power, the fame, the money. She watched Paris make $1 million in a day and decided she wanted that life too. And according to insiders, Kim was willing to do whatever it took to get there, even if it meant following Paris into some of the darkest corners of Hollywood. Those corners are now coming to light. The new Epstein files didn't just drop names. They dropped timelines, travel logs, and party guest lists that have the internet in a frenzy. Paris Hilton's name was in that drop, and that was the spark that pushed her into survival mode. Before this, people whispered about her parents' connections to Epstein. Rick Hilton's history with Epstein wasn't exactly a secret. Virginia Giuffre had already mentioned him in her statements, talking about how she was forced to service him and Prince Andrew. Rick was known for climbing social ladders, and the idea that he traded access for favors didn't shock anyone. But what did shock people was how many dots started connecting the moment Paris's name resurfaced. Because right after that, Paris didn't just defend herself. She went straight for Kim Kardashian, and that's when the internet started comparing their backgrounds. Both grew up in elite circles. Both had parents who moved around the same powerful men. Both were young, impressionable, and in the exact places Epstein and his network liked to operate. But here's where it gets wild. In this new files drop, there are allegedly videos of Paris at those parties with other victims. Some of the girls in those clips have come forward again, demanding justice and calling out President Trump for a full, unredacted release of every document. But instead of focusing on the victims, the attention swerved. Suddenly, Paris was the face of the scandal, and that's what made her snap. Insiders say she doesn't understand why she's the only one facing public execution when Kim Kardashian was right there with her, doing the same things, and in some cases doing worse. It's that double standard that pushed Paris into exposing everything she's been holding back all these years. She's tired of carrying the weight, while Kim floats above it untouched, acting like she never stepped foot on that island or in those rooms. Let's get specific. According to people close to Paris, Kim didn't just tag along for the parties. She was there as a party favor. Paris has allegedly told friends that Kim took everything they did a step further, believing it was her one-way ticket to fame and stardom. And now, everyone's asking, who's lying here, Kim or Paris? And why is Paris coming out with all this now? The answer is simple. Paris is done being the scapegoat. She's watched as Kim built an empire, distanced herself from the old party days, and pretended she was never part of the scene. But Paris remembers. She remembers Kim in the background of every photo, desperate to get in the shot, texting Paris whenever the cameras were needed. She remembers Kim copying her every move, even down to the infamous tape that launched Kim's career. The difference? Paris says she was manipulated, while Kim and Kris Jenner planned every detail. But the real turning point came when the new Epstein files dropped. Suddenly, Paris's name was everywhere, and Kim's was nowhere to be found. Paris felt the double standard, and she wasn't having it. Insiders say she started talking to investigators, laying everything on the table. She's tired of being the only one under the microscope, while Kim keeps moving like she's already scrubbed herself clean. And here's where it gets even messier. The moment Kim realized her ties to Epstein were about to become public, she switched gears fast. She went from ignoring the rumors to throwing out lawsuits like party favors. The one person who knows where the bodies are buried, her ex, Ray J. And Kim didn't waste any time hitting him with a defamation lawsuit. Remember that viral clip where Ray J said Kim and Kris were being investigated by the feds? Allegedly, that investigation is linked to the Epstein case and how Kim and Kris went from being party girls to becoming procurers themselves. But Paris isn't the only one with receipts. Ray J filed a countersuit, claiming breach of contract and calling Kim's lawsuit a PR charade. People started asking, what contract is Ray J talking about? And does it have anything to do with the Epstein link? The internet went wild, connecting the dots between Kim, Paris, Diddy, and a whole network of Hollywood elites. Meanwhile, Paris is exposing the fact that Kim was just as bad, maybe even worse. Insiders believe Paris is now talking to investigators, and the rumor is that somewhere in an evidence room, there's a folder with Kim's name stamped on the front. The FBI investigation hasn't gone anywhere. It's just gotten quieter, which, as everyone knows, is never a good sign for the person in the middle. And the craziest part? Kim keeps moving like she's already erased her tracks. She's distancing herself from Paris, cutting off anything that leads back to Epstein, and pretending the Diddy situation never even brushed against her. But her name keeps popping up in these conversations. Before, Kim could bury a scandal with one phone call. Now, every move she makes looks like she's reacting to something we aren't supposed to see yet. So, what happens when the person you thought was your friend decides to stop covering for you? What happens when the secrets you thought were buried start to surface, and the world is watching your every move? Paris Hilton is done playing the scapegoat, and Kim Kardashian is running out of places to hide. The internet is buzzing, the investigators are digging, and the story is only getting started. As the pressure builds and the rumors swirl, the lines between friend and foe, victim and villain, are getting harder to see. And with every new leak, every new lawsuit, and every new receipt, the stakes keep rising. The world is watching, and Hollywood's most famous friendship may never be the same. The fallout from Paris Hilton's revelations has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, and the aftershocks are still being felt. As the days go by, the story only gets more tangled, with new voices joining the conversation and old secrets bubbling to the surface. The internet is relentless, and the pressure on both Paris and Kim is reaching a boiling point. Insiders say that Paris Hilton's decision to speak out wasn't just about clearing her own name. It was about survival. With her own family's connections to Epstein under scrutiny, Paris knew she couldn't stay silent forever. The moment her name appeared in the latest batch of leaked files, she realized the only way to protect herself was to start talking. And if she was going down, she wasn't going alone. That's why Paris didn't just hint at Kim's involvement. She started dropping details. She talked about the parties, the private jets, the guest lists that read like a who's who of Hollywood royalty. She described how Kim was always in the background, always eager to be part of the scene, always looking for her next big break. According to Paris, Kim wasn't just a bystander. She was an active participant, someone who knew exactly what she was getting into. But as the internet picked apart every word, every photo, every blurry screenshot, the story took on a life of its own. Suddenly, everyone was a detective, everyone had a theory, and everyone wanted to know, what did Kim really do on Epstein Island? Was she just another guest, or was she something more? And why was Paris choosing this moment to expose her? The answer, according to those close to Paris, is simple. She's tired of being the only one held accountable. For years, Paris has watched as Kim built an empire, distanced herself from the old party days, and pretended she was never part of the scene. But Paris remembers. She remembers the late nights, the whispered conversations, the deals made in the shadows. She remembers Kim's ambition, her willingness to do whatever it took to get ahead, and her talent for making problems disappear. And now, with the world watching, Paris is ready to tell her side of the story. She's talking to investigators, sharing what she knows, and making it clear that she won't be the scapegoat any longer. Insiders say she's handed over messages, flight logs, and photos that could change everything. The FBI investigation, which has been quiet for months, is suddenly back in the headlines. And Kim? She's gone silent, her legal team working overtime to keep her name out of the news. But the internet isn't letting go. Every day brings new evidence, new rumors, new voices joining the chorus. Some are defending Kim, insisting that she's being unfairly targeted. Others are convinced that Paris is finally telling the truth, and that Kim's carefully crafted image is about to come crashing down. The debate is fierce, the stakes are high, and the truth is as elusive as ever. What's clear is that the relationship between Paris and Kim will never be the same. The trust is gone, replaced by suspicion and resentment. Friends say that Kim feels betrayed, that she can't believe Paris would turn on her after everything they've been through. Paris, for her part, is unapologetic. She's done protecting people who wouldn't do the same for her. She's done carrying secrets that aren't hers to keep. And as the investigation continues, more names are being dragged into the spotlight. Old friends, former assistants, even other celebrities who were part of the same social circles are being asked what they know. The web is expanding, and no one knows who will be caught in it next. But perhaps the most surprising twist is how quiet Kim has become. For someone who built her brand on sharing every detail of her life, her silence is deafening. She stopped posting on social media, cancelled public appearances, and refused to answer questions about the rumors. Insiders say she's waiting for the storm to pass, hoping that the internet will move on to the next scandal. But with Paris still talking and the investigation still ongoing, that seems unlikely. Meanwhile, Paris is embracing her new role as Hollywood's ultimate whistleblower. She's giving interviews, dropping hints, and making it clear that she's not afraid to name names. She's tired of being the only one blamed for the sins of an entire generation of party girls. She wants the world to know that she wasn't alone, that Kim and others were right there with her, and that it's time for everyone to face the truth. The internet, of course, is eating it up. Every new revelation, every cryptic post, every leaked message is dissected and debated by millions. The story has become a living, breathing thing, one that refuses to die, no matter how hard anyone tries to bury it. And as the dust settles, one thing is clear: the truth always finds a way out. No matter how many PR campaigns, no matter how many carefully crafted statements, no matter how many people try to control the narrative, the truth has a way of coming to light. And when it does, it changes everything. The world is watching, and Hollywood's most famous friendship may never recover. The lines between friend and foe, victim and villain, are blurrier than ever. And as Paris Hilton continues to speak out, and Kim Kardashian continues to retreat, the internet is left to wonder. Who will be the next to fall? Who else has secrets to hide? And how much longer can anyone keep up the act? If you want to keep up with the real stories behind the headlines, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Here at Spotlight Vault, we bring you the facts, the drama, and the truth behind the internet's biggest moments. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Paris? Or is this just another Hollywood feud gone viral? See you in the next video.